Hi and welcome to the video. I'm Dame and this is Dame Over, and today's video is a very quick review of the C93 Carbine, one of Battlefield 1's silenced weapons that was added to the support class with the June update almost a month ago. I'll give you a quick lowdown of the stats, how to get the most out of it, and give you my own tips and tricks on how to use the C93 to its fullest. So if you find this video useful or entertaining, make sure you've hit that like button, and if you're new around here and want to keep up to date with any of my future videos, then make sure you've hit the subscribe button as well. So let's jump to it, and the first and very obvious question, how do you unlock it? Well, you'll need to get 40 kills with an FT light tank. You can do this with any tanker package and can kill anyone, including those players using vehicles, but I found it easiest using the flanker package and fighting infantry on the whole. After you've done that, the C93 Carbine will be available for you to equip as your primary weapon. So what's this gun all about? It's a close range focused surprise attack primary. I mean, that's kind of the best summary I've got, which stands to reason as it's basically a pistol with the stock and a silencer added. It has the same damage model as the C93 pistol, which will often make it feel like it's underpowered, or sometimes like you're just stroking your targets with bullets. The Carbine has a max potential damage of 26.5, meaning at best you're looking at 4 shots to kill. So it does feel like a bit of a struggle when you compare it to something like the M1903 Experimental, the M1917 Carbine, and of course the massively dominant 8.25 extended, which all have the same fire rate as the C93 Carbine at 359 rounds a minute. It's most similar in feel to the M1917 Carbine in my opinion. If you take a look at the stats for yourself, you'll see it sits pretty much in the middle for the Carbine and the Patrol Carbine variants in almost every statistic. The recoil feels pretty non-existent and it's got a very fast reload time as well. It's not hard to hit your shots in rapid succession from almost any range, but like I mentioned earlier, the lack of power really does make itself felt in any straight up fight. Now, all of those things on paper obviously don't work in the C93's favour, but from experience, it's not as bad as you might think. To do well with it, you'll need to be smart with how you play. Use flanking routes, use unpredictable positioning, use cover and sliding, bait them round corners, use your other teammates as a distraction, anything you can think of that will give you the drop on them and buy you that extra half a second you need to squeeze off the 4th shot for the kill. I obviously can't go without mentioning the Suppressor, which seems like a bit more of a novelty than anything, as the hit marker indicator you get when you're hit by shots is a dead giveaway to whoever you're shooting at. But of course, your location isn't given away to other members of the enemy team, so if you're able to sneak up behind a group of enemies, you can pull Jurassic Park 2 and pick them off one by one. It's not the most useful tool, but it can still give you a unique advantage that very few weapons have in Battlefield 1. I found the most success when I was hanging around the far end of close range. The very good ADS stats make themselves really apparent if you do that, and it's where I think the C93 is at its strongest. But if you do get into very close quarters, the hip fire is easy to control and has very little spread. The only downside is that you've only got 9 rounds before reload, so you'll struggle to just spam the trigger against multiple opponents. The C93 is definitely designed for one opponent at a time, 2 at most. It's very difficult to fight more than one person simultaneously, so be prepared to switch to your secondary and use your gadgets and grenades intelligently. Overall, it is a bit of a spud gun. It's often more of an annoyance to the other team than anything, but I still found I was having fun using it though. You really need to rely on all your sneaking and flanking skills, and you need to outthink your opponents for every engagement, or you'll end up finding yourself spending half the game at the respawn screen. It's certainly not the best gun, but it is one of the most fun to use and is definitely a challenge. But that's just what I think. What do you guys make of the C93 Carbine? Have you used it yet? Have you unlocked it yet? Make sure you let me know what you think down in the comments below. And a quick thank you to those of you guys that are helping to support the channel through Patreon. It's because of you guys that I'm getting that little bit closer to being able to do this full time, and the latest person to get me on the way to doing that is Uncle Buck for it's meant to be Uncle Buck forever, but there weren't enough characters on Origin, he tells me. So thank you for joining, dude. It really does mean a lot. If you guys want to become patrons yourself, I've left a link in the description. There'll be one in the pinned comment and a button on the end screen that will take you to the Patreon page, where if you'd like to, you can help support the channel from as little as $1 a month. So if you had a good time, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button too. Make sure you've hit the bell button so you don't miss any future posts, and share this video with whoever and wherever you like. Until next time, that's Dame Over. Peace.